In the previous videos, you learned about how to use the preterite and the imperfect verbs separately. We already know that both of these verbs are used to talk about the past. But why does Spanish need two sets of verbs to talk about the past when English only has one? This is one of those times when Spanish and English don't correspond in a 1-to-1 ratio. But we can learn how to use the preterite and the imperfect by learning how to think about the past the way a native Spanish speaker does. Native Spanish speakers organize the past according to aspect. Aspect has to do with whether an event has started or ended, or was in progress. For events that were in progress in the past, we use the imperfect. For example, in the description of 11M, we saw this sentence, hacía sol, it was sunny. The day didn't start being sunny or stopped being sunny, it was in the middle of being sunny. Because this event was in progress, we use hacía, the imperfect. When we want to talk about events that are starting or ending in the past, we use the preterite verbs. The way that we view these verbs is that the event was completed, not that it was in progress. A las 7:30 explotó una bomba. The bomb wasn't in the process of exploding, it had already exploded at the moment at which we're describing. We also saw a bomb exploding in the imperfect video. La bomba explotaba. Mientras los pasajeros salían del tren, una bomba explotaba. But why do we use the imperfect here? This is because when the bomba explotaba, in this case, we're not saying that the bomb had already exploded and then stopped. Instead, we're suggesting that the bomb was in the middle of exploding at this moment. Imagine a slow motion frame with the bomb exploding in the background as people leave the train. Now, let's make a little change. As you can see, we've changed this verb from the imperfect explotaba to the preterite explotó. Both of these sentences are grammatically correct, but they mean different things. In this new example, mientras los pasajeros salían del tren, una bomba explotó, we're seeing that the bomb explosion happened while the passengers were leaving the train. This event was not in progress. We use the preterite to signify that it was a completed action in the past. Los pasajeros salían del tren is in the imperfect, which suggests that their leaving the train was an action in progress. They were in the middle of leaving at the time the bomb exploded. We can also combine the example sentences from the previous imperfect and preterite videos to tell a story. Let's have a look at a paragraph. Now that we've read a paragraph made of the combined example sentences from the imperfect and the preterite videos, let's look at the verbs in the paragraph. These, era, hacía, llegaba, and tenían, all describe events that were in progress at the moment we described. Explotó y perdieron describe events that were completed at the moment we described in the paragraph. What do you notice about all of these verbs? What do they have in common? They're all in the imperfect. That's because we use the imperfect to describe the in-progress aspect of events. Now, what do these verbs have in common? They're both in the preterite. That's because the preterite is used to describe events that begin or end in the past, events that are completed at the moment we describe.